Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you once again for joining me. Tonight's kind of a pissed off rant type thing for me because I'm so frustrated with cops. And it's like you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard to do that because they make it so easy not to give them the benefit of the doubt. They make it so easy not to trust them, because I don't know if all cops are cowards, but I'm going to say 99.9% of cops are cowards. How do you, with a clear conscience, look yourself in the mirror, go to sleep at night, look your own family in the eyes, knowing that you stood in the hallway, you and 18 or 19 of your fellow cops stood in a hallway where a maniac decided to murder 21 people, and you stood there and listened to this person shoot children and did nothing, absolutely nothing, just stood there and listened to these children calling 911, begging for the police to do something. One child got murdered by this maniac because the cops called out into the classroom, "Hey, if there's anyone still alive in there, just let us know." And one young lady did do that, and she was immediately murdered by the gentleman who's still in the classroom with an assault rifle, who murdered the rest of her classmates. And these cops got her killed and did nothing as he murdered more children. Murdered more children, and they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. These big bad God men who will jump at an opportunity to murder an unarmed black person for any reason. Oh, they're big, bad, and scary when it comes to an unarmed black person minding their own goddamn business, trying to live their life. They're badasses then, boy, let me tell you. Break out the tanks, the guns, the dogs, the pepper spray, the gas, rubber bullets. Oh, they ready to go when they have to go and brutalize people who are using their First Amendment rights, asserting themselves under the Constitution legally. Oh, they're badasses then. But when it comes to saving the lives, putting their lives on the line, even slightly putting their lives on the line to save innocent children, no, couldn't be bothered. And everyone that I know who loves cops is always pissed at me when I say all cops are bastards. This is the worst of the worst. How do you, with a clear conscience, look in the mirror every day or go to sleep at night knowing that you are responsible for the deaths of 19 children and 2 adults? Now, they didn't pull the trigger, but they could have done something to stop him from murdering more people. But they did nothing. They literally attacked parents who were trying to go into the school to save their children. The same time they were attacking and pepper spraying and beating and arresting the parents who wanted to save their children who were getting murdered. Some of the cops who had family members in that school, a wife and a daughter, oh, they ran in and saved their wife and daughters and their kids. Oh yeah, absolutely, they went and got their kids. But when it came to the parents wanting to have the children in that classroom who were being murdered, save them, no one lifted a finger. The cops literally stopped parents from saving their own kids because they wanted to be the ones to not save their kids, and they did a bang up job of doing just that. Why are we paying these people to brutalize us and not do their job? Why? Anyone, give me an answer as to why cops stood outside of a door in a hallway of a room where some maniac, a terrorist, went in and decided to kill some children. Terrorist. And they sat back and listened and watched it happen and did nothing because they were too afraid. They wanted to make let's bring in the special tactical team to handle the situation. No, you run your ass in there with overwhelming numbers and do your job. Now, I serve with every branch of service, and I can assure you there's not a Marine on the planet or a corpsman on the planet that would not have rushed into that room, guns blazing, bullets be damned, to save as many of those kids as they could, and they would have taken that motherfucker out. No questions asked. But these son of a bitches, these God men, these badasses with guns and bulletproof vests and tasers who love abusing people who aren't armed. They love abusing people's rights. But when they can't abuse someone's rights or unarmed people, and it comes to them having to actually do their job and put their lives on the line or risk their own personal safety in order to help someone who needs help, they're nowhere to be found. They cower, tuck their tails between their legs, and run, or stand in the corner and cry and piss themselves while small, innocent children, I don't think they were fourth or fifth graders, are getting slaughtered by fucking domestic terrorists. And they did nothing. Nothing. Someone tell me again that I'm too harsh on cops. Someone tell me again that I'm too harsh on cops. That I have negative, horrible things to say about them, and I should give them a chance because it's a tough job. Hell, I had a tough job. I was in the military. I got to get shot at, but I didn't piss my pants. I did what I had to do. There was tough situations, things that were going bad, but I didn't piss my pants. I went into action and did what I needed to do, just like any other person in the military that I know personally would have done. But these cowards stood outside of the door and let these children die. Now, that's why people say fuck the police, but no one ever says fuck the fire department. Because the fire department would have run into a burning building, rescued people, and drugged them out, dead or alive, and did their best that they could, and would have died doing their jobs. That's why nobody says fuck the fire department. There's no song called fuck the fire department, because they do their damn job. That's what they get paid for. Cops get paid to put their lives on the line to serve and protect. But they don't do that. Their only goal is to create revenue, generate revenue for whatever municipality, and brutalize the citizenry. That's their only jobs. Make money, brutalize the citizenry. That's it. That's the only things they're fucking good for. That's why people say fuck the police, but no one says fuck the fire department. No one says fuck the nurses, because you know what? Everybody needs a goddamn nurse. You need somebody to wipe your ass and give you shots, draw your blood, tuck you in, when you're fucking dying and shit. We're the ones who do that. Nurses. We make that happen. So if you don't say fuck the nurses, they might not be happy with us because, someone's got to shove something up your ass. Yeah, you probably ain't happy. But we save people's lives and we do our job every day. Firemen do their job every day. They run into burning, flipping buildings. Military people run into hails of bullets, bombs, battlefields, and do what they have to do because it's their job. It's what they get paid to do. But these fucking cowards allowed these children to die, stood by and let them die. Anyone who stands by the police after this is a fucking asshole. You're a fool. That means you don't give a shit about children. And don't get me started on our Senate, Congress, and our politicians, all of whom get paid, Ted Cruz, who get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to allow this to happen, to allow your children to be murdered in school. How many school shootings have we had just this year? How many mass shootings have we had just this year? How many times are we going to have to lose people unnecessarily when we can easily pass proper and effective gun regulations? Just regulate what's going on with the gun companies. Pass laws to where no automatic weapons, no semi-automatic weapons. You can still have guns. You just can't have semi and automatic weapons. Hey, you still got a gun. What's the problem? How that right there will knock out the vast majority of these mass shootings. And then require everyone to get a license and training at least once a year or once every 2 years. Simple. I have a license to carry a firearm. The reason why is because I want to make sure that I do everything legally. Why in the hell would you allow people to have guns without requiring them to have a license? But I can have a car, but I have to have a fucking license. I can't shoot anyone with a car. I can run you over, but I can't shoot you with a car. But I gotta have a fucking license for that, because the car is considered a deadly weapon if you use it for a weapon. But a gun, yeah, fine. Let an 18-year-old, whose plan is to kill people, and you know it, Just buy a gun and then let the cops sit back and watch the children die. All cops are bastards. We do not need these type of people so-called protecting us. We need people who are actually going to do their job. You understand the job when you took it. You knew what the risks were. If you're not willing to sacrifice yourself, because it says this is what you need to do. It's a risk. It's a hard job and dangerous. You signed on for that $120,000 a year and that great pension and that qualified immunity. Well, good luck with that. Put it to fucking use. Earn it. Put your life on the line. Don't stand behind a bunch of fifth graders begging for their lives as some maniac fucking domestic terrorist is killing them because you're afraid to go in and do your damn job. The cops that did that are pieces of shit and deserve to be fired and prosecuted at a minimum for what they didn't do. All cops need to be chucked out of their jobs. Get new types of law enforcement in there that actually will do their jobs and not brutalize people, but actually do the right things. It's just frustrating as hell to sit and watch this and then to listen to the excuses from these gun nuts. Their religion is just their guns. Give us guns. They just have a religion and cult of guns. They feel naked without them because they're cowards. If you need a gun to make you a bigger, badder person, you're a fucking coward. You're a coward. I have firearms, but you know what I don't do? When I get angry, the first thing I don't do is grab my firearm and go look for a problem or look to solve something with a firearm. I have a brain. I use that instead. I use my big boy words. And if that doesn't help, I use my hands because, unlike pussy ass cops, I know how to fight. And I'm not afraid to fight to protect me and mine. But I don't run out and shoot a bunch of innocent fucking kids just because I can. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before this gets too long and too angry, be safe. Take care of yourselves and your families. We need to pass gun legislations to stop the madness. It's easy to stop. Stop being pussies. Put your guns down. If you can't fight, shut the fuck up and go sit in the corner. If you can't use your big boy words, shut the fuck up and go sit in the corner. If your brain doesn't work right and you don't know how to talk to someone instead of shooting people, then sit down in the fucking corner and shut the fuck up and let the grown-ups do what needs to be done. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great evening. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget to be the best heathens that you can be. And have a great evening.